While it may not have been clear at the time, at the end of 2021, Fortnite Competitive was in the midst of a golden age. A year filled with iconic moments.
Sees everything through, finds it, a big matchup, Tayson takes them all.
Incredible storylines, and excitement at the hopes of what 2022 would bring.
I sincerely believe this finals weekend may be one of the best finals weekends we've ever had from an FNCS.
After a really exciting FNCS in Chapter 2 Season 8, just a few weeks later, Fortnite began its biggest tournament since the World Cup.
They just put on an all-time performance,
which would turn out to be perhaps EU's greatest tournament, an absolute battle between some of the best players ever, pushing each other to be greater and greater.
One of the most entertaining days of Fortnite I think we've ever had.
By the end, a new undisputed GOAT was crowned.
he is the GOAT.
Here's the story of EU FNCS Grand Royale, the pinnacle of Fortnite's forgotten golden age.
ThomasHD still pushing for another 56 tag, another 3 tags back to back. ThomasHD going for the Royale. Down he goes, and queasy.
Noahreyli, he's got the best mechanics in the world, right? And
He wants to win. Jannis going down. It looks like a solo situation. So many knocked bodies. Noahreyli, last game, denied. This one, looking for the acceptance for a visa all the way in. He's looking for the big one. It looks so good. 2 for the finish. Noahreyli is magnificent, and he's still going forward in this final 1v1. A solo expert, but can he find his way towards?
He did it. I think he is.
He's going for the screw. He sees him with a at the same time, Screw, he's really popping off.
And Tayson get the job done. And
ThomasHD, I'm just gonna say it. He was the MVP of yesterday, straight
All
up.
of them have been doubled. He's got no match. He's down.
One of the scariest teams on EU we've seen in a very long time. Tayson, Hen, and Chapix. The 3.
Like, sub, and use code WeClutchUp in the Fortnite item shop for God tier karma. The Grand Royale would serve as a culmination of the major storylines of 2021, as basically every top player in the region cooked in Grand Royale. Throughout the year, each had insane moments and tragic failure.
It's just one tournament. In Fortnite, there's so many tournaments.
Merstach, Malibuca, and Shizo were at the time an unknown trio who shocked the world in Chapter 2 Season 8 FNCS Grand Finals, placing 7th. Despite a knockdown, drag-it-out fight off spawn at Steamy Stacks against a trio that featured 2 of Fortnite's most legendary players, Benjyfishy and Mr. Savage. But going into Grand Royale, Benji, Savage, and their trio Andretta were not ready to throw in the towel. Could they bounce back? Today, Queasy is a certified GOAT candidate, but going into Grand Royale, he was a one-time FNCS winner in Chapter 2 Season 6, and was looking for a spot on the IGL Mount Rushmore with Aqua and Zate, coming off in 8th with his trio of Anas and ThomasHD.
That's because ThomasHD's team is so good at holding high ground, and they put down so much pressure.
It's hard to remember a moment where the statement prime ThomasHD was not true. He has always been one of the region's top big tournament players.
ThomasHD did not wait for day 2. He started with day 1.
2021 was a dominant year that saw him in the top 10 of every FNCS, including the solo all-stars, and 2nd in the Chapter 2 Season 5 Grand Finals. He had his best performance to date. This was when the best player to never win in FNCS narrative began, but he had a golden opportunity to end it before it all really started. With a stacked trio, it felt like it was his time in the Grand Royale. ThomasHD, the god, would appear.
Queasy, Anas, Thomas, this season been absolutely hands down one of the best teams.
But this was a tournament of gods and legends, like a trio who became known for a groundbreaking aggressive style of play.
Vadeal. Okay, let's see what we got. Big bouncer, big shot, 100, followed by more. Vadeal is insane, and he doesn't lose those.
Reason, Noahreyli, and Vadeal. They broke up in Season 7 after almost winning Chapter 2 Season 5.
Noahreyli's game
crashed.
But Noahreyli crashed in a critical Game 12 fight against the eventual winners, which they followed up with a 5th in Season 6, punctuated by some pretty epic highs.
Vadeal gets clapped. Reason gets also completely brapped, but there it is. Fury gets taken down. Now Noahreyli is dropping to the floor. Reason eating the meat right now too. He's going straight for that drop down. It's not going to be enough for the heals to survive. Reason, Vadeal, Noahreyli.
Was that 10 elims, 17 total for that trio?
Vadeal's trio, that's a new elimination record. That's right.
A feast or famine approach to the game that could not have been more entertaining. Going into Grand Royale, Vadeal and Noah stuck together, but joined by perhaps Germany's greatest player, Jannis. From a legacy perspective, few players are more underrated than Jannis, bursting onto the world stage when he won Chapter 2 Season 2 Solo Invitational Grand Finals.
Jannis held it down, 254 points.
Then, alongside Hen and Chapix, put together one of the most dominant start-to-finish seasons ever when they won the FNCS in Season 5. While Jannis typically played more cerebrally than aggressively, by teaming up with Noah and Vadeal, they created a fearsome trio. We don't want to throw the term super team around too lightly, but Jannis's former trio mates, Hen and Chapix, joined with probably the world's greatest player, Tayson, to form what is clearly and obviously a super team.
Tayson's new team. First look at one of the scariest teams on EU we've seen in a very long time.
At this point, Tayson was a 3-time FNCS champion, with each championship being iconic in its own way. The Chapter 2 Season 3 solo FNCS, his first championship, going back-to-back in Stark season with Mongrel and Mitro, overcoming a ridiculous team dynamic with too many iconic moments to show here. We have made a video of each of Tayson's championships, by the way. He somehow topped his legendary win with Mongrel Mitro in the solo all-stars. Down by just a few points going into Game 6, he did this.
Sees everything through, finds it, a big matchup, Tayson takes them all.
However, going into Grand Royale, he was dealing with the letdown of the Chapter 2 Season 8 FNCS, where he placed 16th. In response, he created his best ever trio with Hen and Chapix, which was a necessity not just to recover from bitter disappointment, but because the team they had to beat, the reigning champions, were coming off one of the greatest tournament performances ever.
Setty, Cammy, and Teeq have just been in scintillating form.
First, Cammy looking over for the right side. They're still not going down for the all-in. Really utilizing this bridge, making sure they don't fall down and at the play their game. Look at the instant 2 Elam. Cammy's just too good, and Setty's there for the third. Oh my goodness. Into the 1v1 by himself, and he wins those. Malibuca though has the beam. Can he make it go home? Can he live the dream? Here it is, the baits, the shots. It's not going to really come through. Defensive opportunities, it's kind of over. It's too overwhelming. Teeq is there for the win.
Cammy, Setty, Teeq formed at the start of 2021.
That year, Cammy had made every FNCS finals, placing 5th in the duos, 11th in solo invitational, 36th in the solo finals, and 4th in Chapter 2 Season 4 trios. He'd also placed 4th in solo DreamHack in July and 6th in duos in November.
Having an incredible journey together with thrilling highs. And devastating lows.
In Fortnite, we have so many tournaments. It's just one. It's just one.
In their first FNCS Grand Finals together, Chapter 2 Season 5, they were first after day 1, but it came apart on day 2 as they fell to 6th. If this was hard, what was next would be devastating.
What you need to do, guys, you need to remember this feeling now.
Beginning the season as one of the favorites, struggling in heats, missing Grand Finals by just 1 spot, then going into the reboot round, needing to win 1 out of 3 games, they placed 6th, 4th, and 2nd. An agonizing setback for a team with championship aspirations.
In Fortnite, we have so many tournaments. It's just one. It's just one. We're still the best. What you need to do, guys, you need to remember this feeling now. I know it feels shit. But next time when you win FNCS, you will remember this.
In Season 7, they would bounce back with a 4th in Grand Finals. But it would be Season 8 Grand Finals where they would paint their masterpiece.
They got this man trapped in the box. They own everything, and Teeq is the one actually dealing the damage and getting the E-limit. It's huge.
Setty, Cammy, and Teeq have just been in scintillating
overall,
form.
keeping that lead, 171 points. The Spaniards looking really good, though. They're playing this game like a side scroller, keeping all the pressure on one side, so all three of them can stare at things as they chop down, but it's a surprise from Cammy all the way to low ground. He takes out Crow. The lethality's broken in half, split down the middle. It's going to be tough for the Spaniards, but so good for Setty, Teeq, and Cammy overall. They push forward, have control of that low ground. High ground is still spraying, though, really putting down some pressure onto the backs. The overall build that Cammy has down to just 8. 3v3 final situation. We'll see exactly what these guys can do. They can barely even look up top to see where the shots are coming from. Voxy still has control with Advise, and Edison all the way up there, but are the light switches on? Are they ready to actually go and drop down for this? There's so much space to work with. Which angle will come through first? Cammy looking over for the right side. They're still not going down for the all-in. Really utilizing this bridge, making sure they don't fall down and have to play their game. Look at the instant 2 Elam. Cammy's just too good, and Setty's there for the third. Oh my good performance. The final 3v3 drops down. Koro, absolutely desperate. A big trade happens on the bottom side. Teeq is on a 1v1 by himself, and he wins those. Malibuca, though, has the beam. Can he make it go home? Can he live the dream? Here it is, the baits, the shots. It's not going to really come through. Defensive opportunities, it's kind of over. It's too overwhelming. Teeq is there for the win. Setty, Cammy, and Teeq.
Winning by almost 100 points. Going into Grand Royale with the exact same drop spot and insane momentum. They were heavy favorites.
They just put on an all-time performance, and I think they're going to look to come out today and do very much the same thing.
Yeah, you can see them landed on the east side. We know they're dropped by now. The Cammy split, as it's been known for, I mean, what, season on season on season, because these guys have just dropped here for so long.
A tournament which came at a weird time in the game's history.
I really just want to give my thoughts on the current state of Fortnite, whether I think it's going in the right direction, and how long I think until it'll die.
While this was a stable period that solidified the competitive scene, the foundation for all the great storylines.
And as far as competitive goes, I am still as much in love with this game as I was when I very first started watching competitive.
There was 2 headwinds hurting the game at the end of 2021. The first was COVID, which, although it led to a temporary player surge, took LANs off the table for over 2 years, meaning every FNCS would be regional and tournaments would always have a ceiling. The best players from each region had not really been tested against each other since the World Cup, and outside a select few, most of the game's best players came from the post-World Cup crop of stars, so they had never faced the LAN stage. The second was Fortnite Chapter 2 had peaked in 2020 with Chapter 2 Season 2 and Stark Season in Chapter 2 Season 4.
Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2.
2021 featured the infamous Primal season, and then fun but forgettable seasons in 7 and 8.
Makeshift ruined Fortnite, and this is an interesting take.
The Season 8 trailer even setting the expectation the map blew up, for not a single POI to change.
What?
With one new POI created during the season, a massive cube pyramid called the Convergence with no farmable materials in it. Despite this, it was still a fun season and a good one for competitive. There was a lot more loot on the map as the crashed UFOs between POIs created more viable drop spots. One of the UFOs even crashed in the dead center of the Cammy split. A huge buff that gave them high ground, mobility, and more loot. But there was some cheese in this season, especially with the Shadow Stones. When combined with the jump accelerators at the crash sites, players could more or less fly across the entire map. This was a very good season competitively. The loot pool especially was beloved.
It was perfect.
The lever, pump, and charge shotgun meta was nearly perfectly balanced.
But the balance between pump and charge has always been really interesting.
The AR meta was simple. The 2 traditional ARs, the Burst and the Classic. Some drop spots were strong, but aside from Caddy Corner with Sloan's Mythic Burst, nothing was too strong. Caddy's edge map positioning being somewhat of a nerf anyways. A great season for a great tournament. There was a lot of momentum and excitement around the game.
I fully believe in Chapter 3.
The rumors of a new chapter just a few weeks later had more or less been confirmed. During the pre-tournament hype hour, they announced a game mode change for 2022. It would be duos.
So for 2022, it's all about twos.
FNCS next year will be duos for the whole year.
And made a commitment they would explore the possibility of a LAN.
Our goal is to safely reintroduce in-person events back into the community.
Meaning Grand Royale would be the culmination of an era. Trios was over. LANs, as we know, would come back in 2022. So which players would rise in this defying moment? It does not get much better than that. Grand Royale itself was somewhat strange, beginning just a few weeks after the Season 8 FNCS Grand Finals. Many of the same teams seem poised to dominate again, which is exactly what happened on NA East, as the top two teams were the same both times. Likely feeling some pressure to distinguish the two tournaments beyond the increased prize money, Epic made some interesting format decisions.
11 on day number 2. Tomorrow, that's where things get real spicy.
Including a qualifying process that had every team needing to qualify through a reboot round style semifinals. 33 games over one weekend, each winner earning a spot in the finals.
The qualifying format for Grand Royale was not exciting to watch, and it was terrible to play for competitiveness, so it was a lose-lose.
Then making another bold decision by making day 2 points in Grand Finals double day 1.
All the points on day 2 are doubled.
Format debates aside, we're about to witness a legendary tournament. OG legends were challenged profoundly, and some of the most iconic teams we have ever seen were about to enter an epic clash for eternal glory. Now let's get into the games. Like we said, the buff of the Cammy split allowed some pretty crazy plays.
Cammy went absolutely insane there, right? Like I've never seen somebody just sort of, you know, go so unchained.
Malibuca wins the steamy fight. Thomas, who would be on fire all tournament, would have to solo clutch.
The worst thing, absolute disaster, is getting stuck on the rotation. Queasy and Jannis are already down.
With that Virtual Royale here in game 1 of the Grand Royale.
Awful going down, really good for ThomasHD overall.
Nice.
Picks off for stats as well.
Really weak.
Yeah, and players actually can't see the lightning or hear it strike until it actually cracks shield. So I think he heard Shizo's shield's gonna go down. He knows Malibuca's in trouble. He's going for the shots, but actually also smells and senses the desperation.
Okay, he got the knock.
First gonna take out Malibuca.
Noah, Vadeal, and Jannis take height and control of endgame.
But there is no question right now who is in the power position to win this game. That is Vadeal, Noahreyli, and Jannis.
As Thomas is cooking.
1 more second basically left. He needs to land a big pump. 113. Another one to finish. Is he above?
But goes down to Cammy and Setty.
ThomasHD is clutching up game 1 in a way he should not be allowed to, so.
Who keep rolling.
So good on height. They're forcing everyone to fight below them. 7 eliminations for this team. Now they go for the shots in the all-in. There's the first one. Clean out this flare. Extermination as Trick goes down. They're just fumigating every single box. This is too much, and they have another sandwich play down. That's just front and back pump shots over and over.
Does.
Cammy all the way from the backside off field, but misses the pump inside the stronghold. But what is really safe? Not this player inside the box. 8 HP, the siphon can't come through.
Vadeal cooks.
See the light of day again. Now Vadeal, he's hunting. He doesn't want to just let the game run out. He wants to finish it.
And his trio wins game 1.
Maybe the fashion isn't looking as good as it should be. Big edits from Vadeal, blocked by a ramp, goes down very smart, plays all the angles. But don't forget about Jannis. Don't forget about the big boys controlling height since the start of that end game and winning it the first game victory Royale.
Benjyfishy's team loses off spawn again.
Malibuca, merstach, and Shizo look like they have trucks attached to their fists.
In endgame, Tayson and Chapix have height, as Malibuca gives an early showcase of the greatness we have come to expect from him.
At the same time, Scurry really popping off, continuing the eliminations. He rocks, and Malibuca with another Goomba stop step inside the bottom box, goes for a different shot, lands some big damage. Doesn't have much else to do. These guys are picking apart every team below him.
They're playing so well and picking on that low ground. You're right, Shizo. Look at this. They're dipping and diving and getting in and out as fast as possible, putting some big max damage and wrap.
Tayson and Chapix close out the game.
Dropping down below, Tayson and Chapix all the way on height, looking to wrap up this game. Verox is getting close and personal. Malibuca, though, might be the driving factor, the changing force. He looks for the first shot, 101 to the backside of a different player. He's going for the full finish. That's Verox down. Can this clutch be possible for Malibuca? He'll go back into the zone, just wood up right above him. He's looking for the next shot over and make sure he pops a little bit of health. We're going for this next fight. 84 with a big edit. He rolls in, still going through. 1 feet 2. Malibuca has the high ground and the pump, but it's not enough. He gets denied.
And Tayson get the job done, and Chapix with 6 eliminations, and we get a taste of the pop-off, baby.
Straight to endgame, where ThomasHD is once again making plays as a solo.
Some of the trees earlier on blanket the entire low and mid ground with shade. ThomasHD trying to shine on a flashlight, and it's bright all the way.
Oh my
into Kuriaki's.
goodness.
As Benji and Andretta cook after finally making it off spawn.
From the backside, he goes down, and is Benji back up in the game with Andretta to maybe clutch this out.
Here we go, Benji, it is your time now. You're gonna have to clock it as much as possible. Oh no!
But Cammy, Setty, Teeq with full control of the low ground win game 3.
They're looking here for a moment here. They have no heal-up potential. They're gonna have to do this with the power of their weapons here. Teeq realizes that he cannot be a siphon for anybody for the moment here. Blow is Hellfighter. Now it's a matter between a battle between Cammy. Cammy does have the splashes, and Cammy does have the skill. The defending FNCS champions survive and take away game 3.
Savage makes a 200 IQ play on merstach.
merstach shies when they get all their HP totals all the way up to the sky. Savage has position now, though. merstach in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't see this coming. This could be a huge surprise through the fence, through the chain link.
To start endgame, Queasy takes height.
We're on the high ground, may have made their way to the low.
All about making space and looking for control. Meanwhile, for ThomasHD, it's all about dropping down pressure and making sure no one is confident enough to challenge the people. The high ground.
Tayson cooks on low.
Sightlines for height to maintain control, play every angle. Tayson, meanwhile, is kind of at home.
Chapix and Hen grind out placement.
Previous FNCS champions working really well. They've been in this position before, but Noahreyli, oh my goodness, you have so many eliminations in the feed as Matzo picks up Hen. So it's now up to Chapix here with only 62 health to work with here. It's not going to be easy. No mats. Will we watch another clutch as Queasy takes out Setty? So that trio's a little bit low, but now Chapix here is going to have to use hardcore, parkour, jumping off of cones, working up a bills, looking for a knock in, helpfully getting that siphon and refresh. He dipped into the right time. Yes, did he get it? Yes, he did. Kylie gets knocked, but he's unable to get any more materials, Shio, just the siphon materials.
How is he alive? Absolutely no build.
Oh, now
for
get him. Go get him.
60 seconds. And he finds another. Gets that refresh, but it's another player that was bare bones and dry, down to 2 HP again.
The med kit.
Mistakes as before.
The med kit.
He has the bounce back. He's not going to be able to find it just yet, though. Has to go for another big siphon. It's solos all around.
He needs that med kit.
Playing all the way back into a chapter 1 type style. Shot.
Mr. Savage makes plays.
It's too much to handle. He goes down. Queasy and us, ThomasHD all the way on height. They still have a control, a lock on this game. Do not count out Savage, Benji, and Dreda, though. They elevate off the stacks.
Thomas, Queasy, and Anas close out the game and take first.
Out of this fight.
And now you can see control, dominance finally have its light of day. It's Anas with the big spray.
A legendary leaderboard was taking shape. Cammy, Setty, Teeq struggle and go down early.
How did Setty actually end up going down? I'm looking at him. He actually probably was way far ahead by himself. Ends up getting taken out.
Queasy takes height.
How original.
Just keep yourself in the game.
Just to get that last note, nicely done here, but the big song that's happening, the hit maker, is Queasy, ThomasHD, and Nas with a beautiful hold here on height.
And when you add Queasy, someone who is just a height veteran, it just gives you so many more options.
Tayson looks to keep pace.
Able to make this work. Another pump. It doesn't land. It's all up to Tayson now.
Tayson here is on the wrong side of this moving circle.
But Thomas, Queasy, and Anas go back to back.
Get some elimination. He's going to go back up. And my prediction, the fast forward is here. Got a couple more mats, but it's a matter of moments here before another victory royale goes to ThomasHD, Queasy, and Anas. Book it.
Putting that Queasy power in there, I was thinking, are these guys going to be like the height dominant force that we've seen? Are they going to be a mid or low ground team? They just do it all right now. They've managed to get 2 back-to-back victories on the height, so huge from them.
After a nice run of games from Benji and Savage, they go down off spawn again. The tragic what if of this off spawn beef being both teams did really well when they made it off spawn. Especially because this was one of Prime Benji's final tournaments.
If they make it off spawn, they pop off. And it's sad to see it. It starts this big conversation we've had many times. Should one of them leave? Should they go somewhere else? But there's not a lot of drop spots available on the map right now. It's just, I think everyone, no matter who you're rooting for, Malibuca or Benji, you can agree it's sad to see 2 phenomenal teams going down on spawn.
Sadly, these 2 great teams would more or less cancel each other out for the next 6 games. To lighten the mood, Astro gets a hilarious elimination from space.
Is he gonna drop down on one of them? I think he is.
He's going for a screw. He sees him in the never expected. Astro Meteor, and Screwy goes down.
Tayson and his trio go down on a tough rotation.
And absolutely naked on shields, has nothing to really work with. Diving in the box, and the pad gets placed down at the same time they fight. Chapix with 1 HP, barely even makes it past
Oh,
the zone.
no.
The ping where they need to go. This is trouble.
Cammy, Setty, Teeq take height in endgame, but Cammy and Teeq as a duo close out the game.
Andalex is still popping. BKR is making his way up in the top 5, but here it is, finally inside the zone. A moment for an all-in, and Os misses the shot. Queasy's there to maybe pick it up from the backside, but no, it's Keffy popping off. Teeq all the way up top in a final 2v2. Cammy is alive in this final river. Who is going to be washed off the shore? The 1v1, and Teeq is left on a lifeboat. BKR is going to be traded out for that one. Cammy's got the flopper, so he's been the fisherman all the way up on high ground. He's playing that heel off, playing the final game of EU perfectly from his spot up to 170 points.
And Thomas, Queasy, and Nas hold the lead after one day, but with the 2x point multiplier, day 2 would be transformational. As day 2 was about to begin, 3 teams were getting all the attention. The first, Thomas, Queasy, and Anas.
Now we got to talk about the top teams, right? We got to start with Queasy, Anas, and ThomasHD. So right now, they're sitting at 200 points. This is a really nice buffer, right?
There's nothing to me that would suggest that they're gonna slow down anytime soon.
With Thomas getting special attention.
ThomasHD, I'm just gonna say it. He was the MVP of yesterday, straight up.
Yeah.
For his team alone, he picked up 18 eliminations, whereas Anas and Queasy got 9 and 8 respectively.
The second, Tayson, Hen, and Chapix.
Tayson, Chapix, Hen, some of the best individuals we have in all of Fortnite, so you definitely expect to have a good day today.
Who had a strong day 1, but had their work cut out on day 2.
I mean, this is the definition of an all-star team. They only had 1 game outside of the top 10.
Finally, the defending champions were in 4th, but they could never be counted out.
Overall, like, these guys probably just gonna roll through and be super consistent as always.
I'm saying it right now, they're better today than they were yesterday. They should pop off. I saw Setty was up until like 5 or 6 in the morning VOD reviewing the games from yesterday. They've put in the work.
While it was clear these 3 teams would be locked in a battle of the ages, before the end of day 2, a 4th team would burst onto the scene, shaking up an already unpredictable tournament. The day starts with a hilarious elimination, an awareness check needed in the Upside Out.
Easy to traverse the center of the map. At the same time, look at that Skite over here. Did he just walk up to Ghostless?
Yes, he did.
Sideways zones and pick him up?
Day 2, Hen gets straight to business.
It's the pressure. The pressure that's occurring here.
Thomas gets very lucky. A great omen.
Right there, and that is our second place team. They might get W keyed by Chapix, Hen, and Tayson.
What? The ThomasHD is going to free crate as well? Launch pad? Pump upgrade? What is
needed
this?
Soon gets into trouble, but is yet again making plays.
Sander on the timer. That free launch pad actually shot out. Oh no, ThomasHD in trouble. The star player, the Clutch Meister, lost in the zone. Has to put his pad down.
Wow.
Queasy doesn't make the zone either. Anas is 1 HP. Might not have anywhere else to go. He sees 2 players. He knows the
my!
70. ThomasHD a 30 to knock that player down as well. And then survives in mid-ground. This man does not care.
Oh no!
Tayson and team set up for height too early and lose it, leaving Hen as a solo.
Hen with no build, trying to sneak up on the full thing. He does get caught out.
As Cammy, Setty, and Teeq are set up on low ground, win a dramatic head-to-head with Benji, Mr. Savage, and Andretta.
Per usual, on the low ground as a trio.
Desperate though, they're going to be running out of mats. Benji, Savage, and Andretta have gotten so much done right now in terms of taking out every single squad. Look at it though, Savage low on shields, Andretta no HP, no time for the med kit either. Benji is going to be damaged, so damaged that he has nothing really left in the inventory after these 2 shields. It's going to be an all-in from this team, and they have another big one to deal with on low grounds.
That's the Benji we know, and no, Benji with 5 eliminations gets wiped out. It's Teeq with the 2-piece.
And take out Jannis and Vadeal for the win.
2 with double the points, bonus action, 60 points on the line. Yes, Vadeal goes down. Now it's a 3v1. Where is Jannis? Jannis is there, and Jannis is gone.
A huge boost to their title defense.
Cammy, Setty, and Teeq are defending the throne. You're going to have to snatch the crown off their head.
Taking first and giving us a golden age leaderboard. Early in the game, Thomas, Queasy, and Anas get in big trouble.
Drastic, and he's going to get knocked on the top POV of your screen. Anas is now low HP. He's gone as well. It's all up to Queasy. Queasy needs to land 2 insane pump shots to keep his team in the game.
But Queasy makes multiple successful desperation plays.
Attack broken. Anas, the second. Big tower down. Queasy, just the common man, rolling it in. Takes out Savage. After that, another big pump. Cammy's back up as well. Queasy's surviving. He has a chance to go. He took out the Symptos as well. This is nuts.
And he keeps cooking.
The stealthy stronghold finish. I did see Aqua in the middle in a satellite base, as you see. Roki able to get a knock on Lazarus, but let's see the clutch right here.
With Setty and Teeq down, Cammy solo clutches.
Cammy's going to be very careful here with no builds and no opportunity to edit here. He's going to have to catch somebody, but already a big trio, 2 trios here on the opposite side, and Cammy still moving, gets in the truck. Yes, gets in, just stay. Oh no.
Tayson, Chapix, and Hen rain down from height, sensing an opportunity with all their closest competition down.
Tayson though, he has a big 18-wheeler on height just in terms of power, torque, and damage. They don't need wheels, just need beams and POVs of any player's head right now. Jannis actually getting knocked down.
Noahreyli and Vadeal cook in endgame, surging up the leaderboard after a slow day 1.
Yin and Yang on both sides, one of the most lethal forces inside the game. In the end game,
as Hen, Tayson, and Chapix win the game.
Believer, he just takes out almost both players, but Vadeal is there. Mistimed shot at the end. They get second as the height team finally lives the dream,
taking first. Outside these intense storylines, this tournament had some memeable moments.
Really amazing rolling in. Even Ghostless flying ways, right, Chancho? We were going crazy with them. And once again, Ghostless. How?
Noah, Jannis, and Vadeal keep pushing.
Let's see if Noahreyli could get himself another full trio wipe here. Tuna and Co now are being barrel stuff. That's one. Taking out Aqua's trio before, but it's a different caliber of a player when you're going up against Noahreyli, Jannis. And that's one knock. Wait, did Noahreyli get that one? Who got that one? Okay, Jannis got that one.
Tayson and Hen get into trouble on a hard rotation.
Side of the 105 from Hen with a quick reaction time to be able to save Tayson, but Tayson actually now gets knocked from ETQ. It's going to be the former cooperative duos of the FNCS run of Chapix and Hen who did this yesterday, and they got some valuable points, but now Hen is gone.
Leaving Chapix to solo clutch.
Chapix looking now as a solo to make things work. Screwy popping off. If they go down now, Setty can't be Teeq as a trio on low will look so good. Both down, so that's huge in terms of the top 3. Shizo also getting shaded. Sky goes down.
Setty and Cammy go down to a Nas and Queasy.
Setty and Cammy, both 1 HP. They're not out just yet. Setty now at 1. He finally goes down.
Who make an endgame push.
To that grid, they're opening up pre-edits and waiting patiently for any soft mats to trip them up and get a double shot. Queasy gets one.
The big drop down. Queasy gets one. There's some more all the way rattling on the roof, but there's no chance they can find these wraps reversing. Yes, they can. And us with a big shot. Just a disruption, though. Nothing fully confirmed. And now they're actually running out of time on the backside. Hardy with a crazy edit. Queasy with one.
Oh, no.
As Noahreyli, who was cooked all game.
It's one of these things where, you know, you as a resident Fortnite,
wins with perhaps the greatest highlight of the tournament. His relentlessness in his prime was truly special.
You know, you constantly say, yeah, Noahreyli, he's got the best mechanics in the world, right? And so, like, for a layman, you might come in and think, oh, if he's got the best mechanics, why isn't he doing what Thomas is doing? Why isn't he doing what Chapix is doing? Look, he's doing it now.
He wants to win. Jannis going down. It looks like a solo situation. So many knocked bodies. Noahreyli, last game, denied. This one, looking for the acceptance for a visa all the way in. He's looking for the big one. It looks so good. 2 for the finish. Noahreyli is magnificent, and he's still going forward in this final 1v1. A solo expert, but can he find his way towards?
Oh, he did it!
He did it! No.
And in the euphoria of the highlight, Zeke drops a verbal meme.
He's just down there. He's like, somebody call an ambulance. But not for me, is what we just witnessed transpire right here.
Noah's clutch vaulting them to first place. So far, every game winner on day 2 has taken first. Jannis, Vadeal, and Noah get right back to business.
And Bloomy, oh no, on the wrong end of the ops team. You don't want to be here getting another barrel stuff. Vadeal knocking out Bloomy.
But encounter a scary push.
Have a sight line on the entire circle. Depending on where this goes, you can really change the game up here. And it goes not towards them. Max pull.
Oh no, wait a minute.
At the same time, Noahreyli needs to survive. Vadeal low HP. This is because the team in front of them that's probably fighting is low on surge as well. Vadeal's in trouble.
Losing Jannis in the process.
Vadeal gets elimination unbound. Nicely done to be able to stop the push, but oh no.
Looking to salvage a day 2 that has seen them fall to 4th, Queasy, Nas, and Thomas push for height.
Look at Setty start once again, but as we get towards the zones, we have the top tier team of high ground inside of here to try to get control. Down below surge, though, you're right, Sancho. Nas does go down. all up to Thomas and Queasy to try to keep the dream alive. 100 damage will hit ThomasHD above that surge as well. Queasy somewhere lost in the sauce down below. He has no shields. That's to just activate by himself as a solo player supporting the big build.
But go down to Tayson.
Now it's ThomasHD, and no, they're gone.
Who has a solo clutch to steal back first.
Right now, Aqua is now on high here, but we are focusing on the tournament. Live at Tayson. Tayson with the 2-piece. Tayson's not going down without a fight.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Aqua, Reason, and Fastroki win.
What a driving force by Tayson. 8 points and the placement rattle in. Pablo Wingo will try to survive this onslaught of a big power team. He's going to be by himself. Barely any materials. Hashed out in 3 different ways. Aqua, Reason, Fastroki.
And going into game 11, it's tied with each team in the top 4 having a shot to win it, making this one of the highest stakes games in Fortnite history.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
Vadeal gets eliminated.
They want this. They need this. They need this engagement. And Joe closes the door.
Thomas and Anas with Queasy down make their push, but go down a bit too early and lose pace with the rest of the top 3.
Locking them down, hitting them hard stuck at 430 points.
I told you the moving circle is going to be a problem for ThomasHD, and it is, but he goes through. Oh no, 152, but the reply was too strong. And now Anas, he's on fire.
Tayson, Hen, and Chapix execute a clinical height take.
And if we take a look here, I mean, Tayson, Hen, Chapix, they're just going crazy right now.
No, look at this high take from them, right? Just constantly looking out for an opportunity to pull ahead because it just means more to them, right? Some people just want it more resub.
Noah has to cook as a solo as their lead slips away.
Set ablaze like a Nos in the box as well. That is just up.
Tayson, Hen, and Chapix in prime position on height have to fend off a push from Aqua. With Cammy down, Setty and Teeq push.
This trio, though, battle scarred, well worn as they come into this end game, losing Cammy all the way to this point, having no utility, but having the passion, the damage. Ghost is down. Setty's doing it. He's catching up. 5 eliminations, just 2 to call to his name. Dropped from the back, but he doesn't care. Still moving forward.
After a tense 3v3,
a 3v3 to wrap out this game.
Tayson, Hen, and Chapix here are in that top 3, and if they win this out, that's going to be a big time points available for them. 60 points for Victor Royale. The engagement starts with the Tayson tag exchange here. Hen with no kind of white heels, he's going to have to go in with the way of the gun. Jumps in, dives in, gets a knock. Well done. Now he's going to get a sec, but no, it is Floki, but Chapix is there.
Hen, Tayson, and Chapix win, taking a commanding lead into game 12.
It almost brings me, you know, just to not tears, but like it's just so satisfying to watch. You know, you mentioned not being called the greatest of all time for no reason,
but we could not crown them there. Game 12 was still to come, and it was insane. Vadeal, Jannis, and Noah go down, ending their tournament.
Oh, we gotta go back. There's someone focusing them right now. I know Noahreyli is in trouble. We'll stay here.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
Hold up.
Oh, wait a minute. I told you don't want to kick that nest. The Spaniard nest takes out Vadeal, Noahreyli, and Jannis. But they took a big bite they just could not swallow. Vamos!
Cammy, Setty, Teeq look for late surge, marking the first place team on their rotation.
But look at Setty and Teeq's HP. It's actually getting lower. Cammy's active. He knows what's going around him. The ears are open and he hears pink.
Try to take you out, or do you slide down and take placement considering that you're so close? And they marked where Tayson is. They make a mark here. We might see another $100,000 box fight go down.
Queasy and team gets set up on height to make a desperate push.
ThomasHD, Queasy, they could close this out. They need to.
120 points behind first place is what they are, all the way on high ground.
Tayson gets knocked on rotation by Setty.
Tayson gets knocked.
Touch anyone just yet. Tayson is down. It's Setty that takes him out. Second place.
Hen and Chapix desperately try to hang on.
Down on low ground. You have to assume this mountain's pulling up more in just mere moments. It's going to be so much trouble for them to just work as a duo. They need to live and just rake in that placement as much as possible. But
no!
It all falls on Hen, who always seems to find himself in the biggest moments.
The biggest clutch of Fortnite history to get the job done. Only 37 points up. He's gonna short pad over and hopefully hide from the rest of the lobby and clutch up for Tayson and Chapix.
First shot hit. This is trouble. No builds. He's looking wobbly. Walking with a limp. He's finally down.
Cammy, Setty, Teeq have an incredible opportunity to steal the tournament. But
oh no!
as Cammy goes down.
Then, Setty with heartbreaking fall damage.
Teeq, as the points, the placement, the elims, all of them have been doubled. He's got no match.
As Teeq goes down, unable to catch Tayson.
Against the whole team, 1v3. Teeq gets one, another shot done, but it's not enough. 554.
On height, Thomas, Anas, and Queasy were in pole position for the final win and closed out the game on an absolute rampage.
Tayson with 4 FNCS champions to his name, the 2-time FNCS champions for Hen and Chapix, but ThomasHD will be able to put the nice button for a great FNCS year here for the Grand Royale, and now may close this out with style.
And he's still pushing forward, climbing every mountain, skirting all the way down and by a big 1 pump.
With Thomas going thermonuclear.
Here we go, ThomasHD here, the highlight maker, the clip player with Queasy, looking for the victory royale. You got Patrick, Lucia, and Sapphic all the way from Dirty Ducks. 92 tag to the dome. ThomasHD still pushing for another 56 tag. Another 3 tags back to back. ThomasHD going for the royale. Down he goes, and Queasy.
But
Tayson has done it yet again, Levin.
Winning his EU record 4th championship with Hen and Chapix.
But Hen and Chapix as well. Greatness.
Tayson is declared the undisputable GOAT.
Tayson is undisputably the GOAT at this point. Would you agree?
Why are you asking me a stupid question?
I know. I just want you to answer it.
No. But you're asking me a stupid. No, but you're asking me a stupid. You're asking me a stupid question. You're asking me a stupid question because I think we all know who the GOAT is. Tayson is the GOAT right now. He is the GOAT.
Cammy, Setty, and Teeq's title defense comes just short.
But the 2nd and 3rd place at the same time. Setty, Cammy, and Teeq, they held in the 2nd place.
Queasy, Anas, and Thomas fell to 3rd on day 2, which was somewhat of a bitter pill.
If there was no double points on day 2, Queasy, Anas, and ThomasHD would have actually come 2nd place. Cammy, Setty, Teeq would have come 3rd. But
although Thomas got his flowers for an incredible performance.
It was really just a magnificent performance.
We've got to probably put ThomasHD as the MVP for the day, straight up, or for the weekend. His performance as a solo player was unparalleled. The clutches he had.
Despite their brief taste of first with 2 games to go, Vadeal, Jannis, and Noah ended in 4th. In 2024, as we shift back from duos to trios, so much has changed. But this made us insanely nostalgic for Fortnite's forgotten golden age. But perhaps with Chapter 6 imminent, we can expect a new golden age. C.S. Lewis once said, "If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world." Hopefully we have satisfied you, dear viewer, with a glimpse of the golden past. Like, sub, and check out our other videos.